This has been a pretty exciting week for Overwatch fans. Not only did we get the brand new holiday update with new holiday themed skins and voice lines and emotes and everything, but we also got the new Symmetra. The one that was on the PTR for several weeks has finally come through to the live servers. There's no doubt in my mind that you've started to see her a lot more often in your games, and many of you may have not liked that. She's in a really interesting position right now, and I think a lot of people are questioning whether she's too strong or whether she's still kind of where she was in the past, and I'd like to dive into that a little bit here today. So this afternoon I played her for several hours, and on my stream I saw, as expected, a few people commenting when I was having good matches, and they were saying, oh my gosh, she seems so overpowered, that shield generator gives you so much health, you couple that with a Torbjorn armor pack, and all of a sudden your entire team are basically tanks, like everybody on your team, including the squishy DPS heroes and including the healers. Everyone becomes a tank with the extra health from the armor and the extra health from the shields. It's insane. And that's true. She is really good in that position, and coupled with the Torbjorn, it's kind of hilarious. I still feel, though, like she is best utilized where she was in the past, which is a point A defense. We always got to keep in mind when we talk about these heroes, what role do they fill, and does anybody else do it better? And while you can certainly play Symmetra on attack, it's definitely possible and you can make it work, you could figure it out. People were doing it even before her buffs, before she had a mini Reinhardt shield, before she had an increased range to her basic attack, before she gave her entire team a bunch of extra health. Anything could work, anything is possible. Again, we talked about just a few weeks ago, we're gonna try to push the notion of this hard meta aside. I'll reference it from time to time, but the bottom line is, you can make things work. Nothing's completely ruled out or out of the question. But, nevertheless, there are 6 slots for heroes. And we pretty much know that we need tanks and we need healers. So if we're setting up an attacking team, and let's say we've got the standard 2 healers and 2 tanks, and we've got 2 spots left, is Symmetra going to be good enough on attack to fill one of those roles? Now, in this match in the background, it worked. We did a great job. We got a lot of kills. We pushed the payload. But we have to consider the question, would it have been even better if I was playing someone else? What if I was playing McCree or Soldier instead of Symmetra? Did Symmetra bring something unique just to her to the table that allowed this win to happen? Or could she have been replaced by anyone else? And I suppose sitting here and saying this, I realize, well, you could bring this up in any situation, in any scenario, and that's definitely true. But when we talk about stuff like this, heroes balance and their viability and their strength and whether or not they're good or too good, we always got to keep that stuff in mind. So while Symmetra is definitely a ton better, I don't know that all of a sudden she's turning into this amazing attacking hero. I don't know that the Photon Barrier, while it is cute and it's definitely incredibly useful, I have found it most useful in 1v1 situations to disrupting your enemy's attack patterns when they expect to throw a flashbang at you, or helix rockets, or concussive blast, or a hook, or whatever. Timing the Photon Barrier can allow Symmetra to win a lot more 1v1s than she ever was in the past. Most of the time in the past, you had to bob around, jump all over the place to try to make your opponents miss while charging up your left click. Now, you can play somewhat strategically by timing the Photon Barrier to disrupt the big damage dealer or the big crowd control ability from your opponent to allow your weapon to charge up and kill them before they can kill you. Again, she is undoubtedly much improved, but Blizzard's goal in all of these changes was to make her more useful and to make her more, quote, viable at different roles other than defense point A, which is where she was historically primarily used. And she is better at those things, but she's still best at defense point A. Now you just have the choice between, do you want to teleport your dead teammates back into the fight, or do you want to put up shield generator and hopefully prevent them from dying in the first place? You know, pick your poison, pick your choice, essentially. and that's great. And she's better at that role, and she's better all around, so maybe now we'll see her more often. Is she all of a sudden an attacking hero? Despite this footage that you're seeing in the background, I'm not really sure. It's gonna take some time for the community to figure out, and I'd love to see what the professional players do with her, and if we kind of get a new viable pushing Symmetra. But when I look at a roster of 6 heroes and I consider the fact that we probably need 2 healers and we probably need 2 tanks, those last 2 slots, one of them being taken Symmetra while a team is attacking, I don't know. And especially when you look at the current popular meta, which is the 3 tank meta, is Symmetra gonna fit into there? It's tough to say. There's only one spot for a non-healer, non-tank in that group composition. And then the question becomes, well, is Symmetra's new changes enough to break up that new popular 3 tank meta? It's interesting, some big changes. Symmetra is hands down much more fun to play. She is hands down much more viable. I'm still just not positive if she is gonna be anything but a defense point A hero. It's tough to say. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for me here today. As always, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hope you have a good afternoon, and until next time, I'll see you later.